Well, hello there, my Gemini collective sun, moon, rising signs. Welcome to your What Do I Need read for this new moon in Capricorn in December to full moon in Cancer, which will be in January 2020. I am your reader for the moment. Mark Angelo Lyons Mal for short, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, professional witch, professional intuitive, and ready to read for you. Leaving for, not vacation, a working vacation, up to Saratoga to visit my family in a couple of days. So just trying to get as many of these done clearly, cleanly, and for the well-being of all before I start packing everything up. Tomorrow is actually winter solstice, so I will be doing a live stream in my Facebook group called Mark Angelo Lyons ... Mal for short in Facebook. It's a closed group. If you would like to join up, just subscribe and I will let you in. I think we're doing that at 4 p.m. tomorrow afternoon Eastern, right? Yeah, so a couple of things before we dive into this. This is a general read, a sun, moon, rising sign. Please do check your other signs. The What Do I Need reads tend to be relatively short compared to the other ones, usually around 20-25 minutes or so. So I try and keep them brief so that you can kind of jump around, right? Check your other signs, get little pieces of the mystical, spiritual puzzle for at least the waxing side of the moon. New moon to full. The thing about a What Do I Need read, it's not like other reads or spreads that, tell you what's going to happen. It's sort of like going to the divine through a divination system, a bunch of different ones actually, for these readings, and kind of going with the grace of humility and saying, okay, well, I may think I know what I need, but what do I need, right? What do I need? God, Goddess, all that is, the angels, the higher selves, the masters, which just happens to be the channels, if you will, or stations or wavelengths of divinity that I work with. Pantheons is, I think, a better word. So breathe as we go through this, because we're using 5 different decks, each for a different pantheon, if you will. And they can all be talking about the same thing, or they can all be talking about 5 different things, you never know. Plus, we're adding a new deck this time, the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck, which I'm very excited to introduce. So let's do this. The only other thing I would recommend is that you continue to be conscious of your breathing. While we do the readings, I find that they're helping me kind of smooth out the energy. I don't forget so much. I don't speed up too much. Because I am very throat chakra defined, so I can really, been doing this a long time, I can bring through a lot of information in a short amount of time, but that's not always the most comfortable for the client or for me. So it's better that I breathe, right, and that we take our time, and I recommend that you do the same, so that you're breathing in the same chi, prana, life force, guidance, grace that I am, even though we're in different times and places. You're watching this, right? So this is part of the quantum field. We're both aspects of the quantum field helping each other out here. Cool, cool? So please like and subscribe. That's how you can help me out. So I can do Drunk Tarot once I hit 1,000 subscribers with that super live chat. There's a link below in the description box about what Drunk Tarot is, as are all of the decks for all of the readings that I do. Cool, cool? I guess that's about it. Let's dive in. Please take a deep breath, my Geminis, my air signs. Oh, one more just for fun. Oh, here we go. My angels. Please, one card in clarity for the Gemini collective sun, moon, rising signs. What do they need for this full moon, this new moon in Capricorn to the full moon in Cancer in January? So 2019 to 2020, the last full moon of the year, a new moon, sorry, of the year. Please, what is it that this Gemini sun, moon, rising sign needs? Just a piece of your celestial information. Balance, which is good for any dualistic sign. Gemini, the twins. Pisces, the fish. Libra, the scales. Anything that's like 2 things that way. So balance. So you need balance to keep your balance, to find your balance. Now, what type of balance, that is going to be probably different for everybody, but that's okay. That's why we have the other decks here to perhaps add to clarify or color what that type of balance is about. So this was the daughters of, the Healing with the Angels Oracle, Doreen Virtue. I got Doreen and daughters conflicted in my mind. This is the Daughters of the Moon Tarot, which we're going to ask for the voices of the Divine Feminine, the goddesses, right? Oh, my pantheons of goddesses, please breathe. Ah, the Divine Feminine, the Divine Receptive, the Divine Yin. The voice of all the goddesses is one maiden, mother, and crone. Please, one card in your love, in your wisdom, in your grace for this Gemini collective. Sun, moon, rising signs. What do they need for this new moon to full moon next, right? This new moon in Capricorn, a slow and steady wins the race. New moon, a great one to build on, to plant a seed, to grow steadily and strongly over the following 2 weeks, right? To move us into the first full moon of 2020. Please, my goddesses, speak. One card. Daughter of the Moon Tarot. What does this Gemini need? The Sun. Lovely, 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 lovely. Considering that a new moon is a conjunction between the Sun and the Moon. They were within 5 degrees of each other at one point. They will be in the exact same degree. So we're looking at a very dominant masculine solar energy here in terms of a divine masculine energy. So what does it mean to come in balance with solar energy? Well, considering it is Yule, right, the beginning of the solar year, we're starting off with a little bit of sun, and every day we'll get a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, until we get Letha, summer solstice, right, 6 months. So to keep in mind here that for you to kind of work to balance yourself more with the solar energies, because they will be growing, so that your own external yang masculine energy can be brought more into balance with your yin. In other words, the Divine Feminine, the intuition, can balance that out by saying, no, it doesn't feel right yet. No, I mean, the mind can talk you into or out of anything. You know, you're an air sign, right? The heart can even perhaps influence you one way or another in terms of emotions. But if you can really go with your deeper gut and just say, before I act on this, just give me a minute, right? Just go to the bathroom, right? And say, I'll be right back. You don't have to say why. Who asks, right? Go to the bathroom. Just be like, how does this feel? And if it goes, if it's unsure, the answer's no. If it's something really that is like scripted for you to do, like right for you to do, nothing will stop you. Just take the moment, breathe. And remember, anything less than an absolute yes, say, let's try me later. Just not feeling right at the moment, right? Usually people won't question you more than that unless they have an agenda, which is a good thing to do anyway, because then you say, oh, they've got an agenda here. Then really pay attention to what's going on in your gut. Life skills, intuitive life skills, that's how you develop your intuition. Not by like meditating all day long and visualizing and stuff like that, by actually putting it in field test mode, right? Where you're like, well, how does this feel? How does that feel? Because the intuition is not supposed to get you what you want. It's supposed to guide your soul to its highest potential. See, there's a difference. That's why people don't trust it. Well, I didn't get what I wanted. Well, your soul did. Your personality didn't. And then the ego has its own set of desires, completely sometimes different from the personality and completely different from the soul, right? It all has to be integrated. It all has to be loved. It all has to be embraced, shadow, light, or otherwise, right? So let's ask the Divine Masculine here, the gods, my pantheon of gods, through Juliet Sharman Burke's Mythic Tarot, another one of my favorite tarot decks. Please breathe. Oh, that relaxation. That's how you know you're in alignment, is relaxation. Please, my gods, one card in clarity for this Gemini collective sun, moon, rising sign. What do they need for this new moon in Capricorn to full moon next in Cancer? A nice clarifying tarot, mythic tarot. What do they need, considering we've got balance and the sun, very solar energy. Another major arcana card, the Lovers. A decision has to be made. Now look, with the clarity of the sun, particularly from the Divine Feminine point of view, it's saying that conditions are good. Clarity's good, right? The light is shining on this. Your intuition, your heart, your soul may very well be making it obvious, clear as day, what's going on and what decision that you have to make. Now keep in mind, the Lovers card often talked about only in the context of romance, and if it is a choice between different lovers, which is not actually what's in this card, this is the Judgment of Paris, not the city, but the hero Paris from Greek mythology, was chosen to give one of the golden apples of immortality to either Hera, Athena, or Aphrodite. He ends up giving it to Aphrodite because she's the goddess of love, promises him if she gets that apple, she will get the most beautiful woman in the world as his lover, as his bride. Hence Helen of Troy, hence the beginning of the Trojan War, right? So life-changing decisions here, but ultimately the decision here for Paris is, does he go with love, Aphrodite, wisdom, Athena, or power, Hera, where we are tasked to bring together love, wisdom, and power in congruency. That's a life-changing decision. So it looks like Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising here, you have got to make a decision to bring your life into balance, to bring you into balance. That's what you need. And the Sun, particularly that card of the Sun, because it's of the voice of the goddess, you know the right thing to do. You know the honorable thing to do. You know what you have to do. It's in here. Maybe the mind needs to process it a little bit, but your soul, not even just your emotions, your gut, your soul knows the right thing to do. That something is out of balance, and to come into balance, there is a life-changing decision that has to be made. Can be about honor. If there's anything going on, particularly I'm hearing solar plexus, where it's like, check your honor code. Are you behaving honorably? Are you behaving dishonorably? Are you dealing with somebody who is lying, deceiving, acting dishonorably? All of that stuff, solar plexus, a lot of people think they have acid reflux when what they really have is internal conflict with their honor codes, or picking it up empathically that someone else is. You know, it's very hard to be lied to. You have to really not want to be lied to know. You want to not want to know that you're being lied to to really discredit that intuitive hunch. Sometimes we just don't know that that's what the voice is too. So learning curve, right? Let's ask the higher selves of all involved with the Whispers of Love Oracle, one of my favorites. Just one card. Please breathe. The higher selves of all involved, please. One card in clarity for this Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising sign. What do they need for this new moon in Capricorn to full moon next in Cancer, December into January 2020, please? One card. Union of Hearts. There is a connection of love that defies explanation. There, T-H-E-R-E, is a connection of love that defies explanation. Gemini, are you not with somebody you're supposed to be with? Is that what this decision is? Are you at the end of one track and really being given the decision whether or not you want your happiness to prevail? Because this is a union of hearts. This heart defies explanation. So your mind trying to catch up with it to come up with explanations, no bueno. It's not going to work. The mind alone does nothing. The mind alone spins and spins and spins. Spins threads of fantasy, right? Imagination, very helpful imagination, a genius thing, but often used as a means to escape what it is we're actually feeling and knowing deep inside. Coming up, we stay up here, stay up here, stay up here. And for air signs, you guys are kind of known for that mutable air. So the higher self is saying that in this lover situation, if this is really between two people, or between, you know, loving yourself or being in a toxic situation, this situation, you have to go for the union of hearts. You have to go. Look, you don't have to do anything. That's the beauty of being a reader. I never tell people what to do. I just tell people what's in the energy fields, up to their interpretation and discretion what they choose to do with that. Obviously, I was raised by a lawyer. I know exactly what I can get away with. Suggest and recommend, never prescribe. But with that card, Union of Hearts, if this is between you being with somebody that you're really meant to be with, someone that you really truly love, you need to get yourself into balance to do that. I understand you might want to get things balanced in your physical world first before making that kind of drastic move. But with that card of the sun, the truth is shining. Now feels like the iron is hot. The card suggests you strike. But we have one more card, the last card down to do, and it is the new deck, the Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn, who we just adore. We just adore. Yes, I'm including you in it. The totality of spirit. The entire quantum field loves Matt Kahn. He's amazing. Great teacher. I mean, I'm a spiritual teacher. He's younger than I am. He's more advanced than I am, which I kind of love. But then again, you know, he's on the West Coast. I'm in New York. Just different speeds, right? I think I've got that cynical factor. I have angel wings too. It's just mine are serrated like a good sharp bread knife. Let's take a nice deep breath and let's get one of these magnificent healing mantra cards. Now what's going on with these cards, they will be used to channel the voices of the Ascended Masters, since Matt Kahn is so very into the Ascended Masters, as am I. I think we have different guides though. I think we have different masters. Mine seems to be a little less serious, but you know, when the student is ready, the master appears. I don't know how that works. Probably that's how that works. So what I'm going to do is on one side of the card, it says like the name of the card. The flip side is the actual spoken mantra. And there's a little booklet that gives like another little paragraph at teeny tiny bit of insight that I think is incredibly helpful. You know, like a laser beam cutting through, you know, an iron beam, it just like cuts right through it. So simple. Cool, cool. So please take a nice deep breath. Ah, the masters, please. One card, please. A healing mantra for this Gemini collective. Sun, moon, rising sign for this new moon in Capricorn to full moon next in Cancer. Please, the angels are talking about balance, that they need. This is a what do I need reading, my masters. So the angels are talking about balance. The goddesses are talking about the sun, that something needs to come to light. All right, something is coming to light. Something is brought into clarity. Seems like the timing is right. The sun is in the sky. Do this by daylight. What the gods are talking about, the lovers, a life-changing decision. And with that card, Union of Hearts, next to it, there is a connection of love that defies explanation. This is about a relationship of some kind. Now, it does not have to be romantic, although with the card of the lovers and the way that those two are hugging up and kissing each other on the Union of Hearts cards, feels like this is a decision about whether or not to follow the Union of Hearts, right? Where the divine is moving. So please, my masters, a card of clarity. What mantra do they most need? This Gemini collective sun, moon, rising sign for this full moon in Capricorn to new moon in Cancer, December into January 2020. Dispelling sadness. Dispelling sadness. Now, with the way these cards are printed, probably you may not be able to see the print on them because they're very, very light and they catch the light on that lamp very easily. Dispelling sadness. The mantra is, I will feel better once I get the rest I need. I will feel better. I will feel better once I get the rest I need. 11 words. I will feel better once I get the rest I need. 11 words. I will feel better once I get the rest I need. And I'm going to read right from the book. Hold on. Just skipped it. Dispelling sadness. Really, it's teeny tiny itty bitty. Dispelling sadness. I will feel better once I get the rest I need. When sadness dissolves, you are able to acknowledge upheavals of emotion as profound healings taking place. As a result, you are inspired to give your body the rest and rejuvenation it needs, rather than to push yourself into states of imbalance. As you dissolve sadness, you become aware of the vital role downtime plays in helping you recharge your energy field. Absolutely true, particularly this time of year. This mantra is ideal for dealing with depression, fighting against time. Fighting against time, that's interesting. And learning how to relax. dispelling sadness. I will feel better once I get the rest I need, which is good, because then it does soften this card of the Sun, making it more about the warmth, about relaxation, about the clarity. You might very well be having the intuitive clarity of knowing exactly what you need to do, but you've got to get yourself into balance, and this decision has then been weighing on you, sort of knocking you out of balance. I'm hearing the Clash, darling, you've got to let me know. Should I stay or should I go? Well, if it depends on who is the connection of hearts. There is a union of hearts, right? The union of hearts. There is a connection of love that defies explanation. Perhaps you've been putting off this decision because you're an air sign and looking at the facts and the numbers and the ideas and what's practical, and you're still sad. So what the dispelling sadness card and mantra, I will feel better once I get the rest I need, is maybe not make the decision during the holidays when there's so many other things on the plate. I mean, that's just wise, that's smart to do. But do make sure that you are not faking it either, right? That you are taking time to yourself, that you're saying to people, no, I just need a little time to myself. I'm a little burned out. I'm a little stressed. I'm feeling sad. And I know it's just the residual stuff going on in my nervous system. It's true for all of us. Plus, with the sky being so dark early at night, and seasonal depression, right? All that kind of stuff. To give yourself the rest that you need. Comfort and joy, comfort and joy. As soon as you're done running around like a mad person buying gifts for people you don't even frickin' like. I'm kidding, but maybe not so much, right? So, my Geminis, a very, very potent spread here. The angels talking balance, the goddesses really talking about the Sun. Major opportunity for healing and positivity here, but being that it's the goddess, the yin, it's like maybe you have to kind of keep that Sun, S-U-N, to yourself, while the divine masculine in you is making the decision, figuring out how to do it. It's life-changing. It's not as a question as I'm up and out of here. Maybe it is, maybe it's not, in terms of action, but the decision-making process, because the head is probably saying one thing, the heart is saying the other, and the throat doesn't know which to choose. So bringing that into congruency with balance. But there is a union of hearts here. I'm going to tell you, go to your spirit, go to your guides, and make sure that you are dispelling sadness. Once I feel better, I will feel better once I get the rest I need. I will feel better once I get the rest I need. And the thing is we don't often know. Like, this is a what do I need reading. This is telling you need to rest. We don't know how often, how long, how much rest we need. Is it 8 hours? Is it a couple of days of 8 hours? All right, we don't know. We just have to really tune in and let spirit guide us. Let our bodies tell us what we are ready for and what we are not ready for. Because honestly, that affects your thinking, right? It affects your biochemistry, it affects your physiology, so of course that affects the hormonal balance, which affects the emotions, what you're feeling, how sensitive you are, and then of course the intuitive voice can be as clear or not as clear as a result, because it do take both to make a wise decision, both the head and the heart, the divine masculine and the divine feminine. So the innocence of the divine child can take the guidance, say yes or no, as is for their best. Cool. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. May the Gemini collective sun, moon, rising signs be blessed with all that they need this new moon in Capricorn to full moon next in Cancer. But my darlings, my friends, my Geminis, my twinsies, hail, farewell, happy holidays, and blessed, blessed be.